Welcome to section 4.2, Glycolysis. In this section, we'll take a closer look at how cells break down glucose to release energy. Glycolysis is a nearly universal process, occurring in everything from bacteria to humans, and it's the first step of cellular respiration. By the end of this section, you should be able to explain how ATP functions as the energy currency of the cell and describe the molecules produced during glycolysis. We'll explore how ATP fuels cellular work and walk through the steps and products of glycolysis, the starting point of harvesting energy from food. ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, is the molecule that cells use to do work. You can think of ATP as the cell's rechargeable battery. It stores energy in the bonds between its phosphate groups, especially the last one. When the bond holding that third phosphate breaks, ATP becomes ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and releases energy. This energy powers active transport, builds molecules, and even helps our muscles contract. ATP is absolutely essential for life. Cells need energy to move, build structures, send signals, and maintain balance. All of that work depends on ATP. Because cells are constantly using it, they must also regenerate ATP quickly. This happens through cellular respiration, where energy from glucose is used to attach phosphate groups back onto ADP, recharging the battery, so to speak. Now let's look at glycolysis. This is the first step of breaking down glucose for energy. The word glycolysis itself means sugar splitting, and that's exactly what happens. It occurs in the cytoplasm and doesn't require oxygen, which means it's an anaerobic process. One molecule of glucose, which has 6 atoms of carbon, is split into 2 molecules of pyruvate. Each pyruvate has 3 carbon atoms. From a single glucose molecule, glycolysis yields a net gain of 2 ATP molecules, which can be used immediately. Also generated are 2 NADH molecules, which store high energy electrons for use in later steps of respiration, and 2 pyruvate molecules, which act as the doorway into the next phase of cellular respiration if oxygen is present. Even though glycolysis doesn't make a lot of ATP, it's fast, and it sets the stage for more energy production later on. To recap, ATP powers life at the cellular level. Glycolysis is the first step of extracting energy from glucose. It produces ATP, NADH, and pyruvate, regardless of whether oxygen is available. Because it's anaerobic and occurs in the cytoplasm, glycolysis is one of the most ancient and widespread metabolic pathways. That tells us something about how fundamental it is to life.